Being angry is normal. Having anger issues is not. As your favorite mental health specialist, these are 3 recommendations on how you're going to deal with your anger so therefore you don't hurt yourself, harm yourself, go to jail, or take your life and others. Number 1, you have to accept the fact that you are angry. I don't know who made it unacceptable or not cool to not express how you feel, but you expressing how you feel is not a weakness, and you being vulnerable does not mean that you are a loser. If little children, which you once were, feel sad, happy, mad, and angry, why as an adult do you feel like you have to suppress that? Now, of course, if you grew up in a household where you didn't communicate your feelings, you weren't able to express yourself, maybe people dismiss you, maybe people invalidated you, you may not feel comfortable expressing yourself. You may not feel comfortable talking about how you feel until you're able to accept the fact that you are angry. Instead of trying to sweep it underneath the rug and avoid and ignore how you feel, you're constantly going to have moments where you end up crashing out. And that's what we want to avoid. The second thing you're going to do in order for you to deal with these anger issues is to talk about what's making you angry. When you're being touched on inappropriately, when you're in poverty, when you lose your job, when you get into a fight, when you're homeless, when you get into altercations with people, when you have road rage, when all these negative things and these trials and tribulations are happening into your life, you need to talk about it. Rather you verbally vocalize it, you put it in the comment section, you schedule an appointment with a therapist, you seek therapy, you follow me, your favorite mental health specialist, on this account, you seek guidance, you confide in somebody, you journal, or you find ways to grieve. You cannot dismiss how you feel. Because what happens is you end up releasing that anger onto people and places and things who did nothing to you. You need to know who's for you versus who's not. And that's going to be a different topic within itself. You are allowed to have feelings. Your feelings are valid. But in order for you to not crash out and have long-term consequences, you have to accept it. Lastly, I'll give you 4. When it comes to healing and dealing with anger, it's a process. It takes time. Especially if, like I said, you grew up in a dysfunctional, low vibration environment, or where people had to make you feel angry. Like if people had to get you out your character, if you were always defensive, if you always had to defend yourself, you have to realize you have to be willing to unlearn that way of thinking, that way of doing things. I don't want this video to be longer than what it needs to be, but if you have questions, comments, concerns, and this video resonates with you, make sure to follow me for more. Put the word anger issues if you want me to make a part 2 or go live talking about it.